What's good, everybody?
What is good?
We are back.
Yes, we are.
Once again, man. I am Rip16, the GOAT.
I'm Ty the Jet, baby. We here.
And we are back for another episode of the No Hedging Podcast. Now, if you have made it to this point, I know that means that you took some time and you watched takeaways. I know that's what that means. Because we just gave y'all a wonderful recap of what happened this past week. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into next week, do you want to know what you did for last week, record-wise?
I think I did pretty good.
I think you did pretty good, too.
Yeah, I think I did pretty good.
I think I did pretty good, too, because I had the same record. We both went 10-4 last week.
10-4. Hey, you followed a lot of my plays.
I did not follow a lot of your plays. You followed a lot of my plays. Go watch the last video.
Congratulations. You followed a lot of my picks.
You followed a lot of my plays.
And you see where we're at. You know, you did a 10-4 record after coming off of a horrendous week. So
listen, man.
I mean, you needed it more than I did.
Listen, man.
So it sounds like you followed my plays.
First of all, if you watched the last video,
smart. That's what you'll do.
If you looked at the last video, you would see that I picked a lot of those teams before you picked. So, I mean, that's cute. You can try to take credit for my success, but that's cool.
So what does that put me at? Like 90, 98, 88?
Your grand total is 99 and 51.
Wow.
Very close to striking 100, my friend.
Yeah.
Very close. And my grand total is 84 and 66. So, you know, we up there. We up there pretty high in terms of the totals. Getting these win totals up there. Going to be striking 100 soon. You know, I might, after I sweep this week, might fuck around and have 100 myself next week. Who knows? But with all that being said, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yep.
And let's go ahead and get into
The
rundown.
Let's go. What we got?
First game on the slate, we have a goodie for good old TNF.
AFC North.
AFC North showdown. We was just talking about these guys in takeaways, but we have the Cincinnati Bengals on the road versus the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are a 3.5-point favorite at home in this game. You want me to start off since you claim I'm telling you?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see. What you gonna go with on this? What you gonna do?
Now, this is a tough matchup. After last week, they both lost some games where they were expected to win. And they got showed up. So I expect them to come out, you know, pretty intense on both sides. However, the problem is it's a short week.
Yeah.
And because it's a short week, because it's a division game, I'm going to go with the home team in the division game, and I'm going to take the Ravens to bounce back in this spot to win. Again, you know, it's one of them games where somebody might get stabbed. But I'm going to go with the home team in this spot because they both need it. But the home team coming off of that loss to the Browns in another division game, I think they don't want to lose 2 division games in a row. That's not good look at all.
Yeah. I agree with you on this one. I'm going to take the Ravens at home on this one. The reason why I do like your points there, short week, home team. Both teams are coming off of a loss. But what I saw from Cincinnati, that run game from Houston was able to run down their throats, man. Singletary had 150-yard rushing. The Ravens are a really, really good rushing team. I expect that to continue. Defensively, I mean, obviously they didn't play that great of a defensive game against the Browns.
Right.
But I expect them to play way better defensively against the Bengals. I think the Bengals' formula of success needs to be to run the ball efficiently, use that with play action pass, Joe Burrow moving around.
Right.
I think the Ravens' defense, they fly around a little bit to prevent that. They stop that running game a little bit.
Yeah.
I think the Ravens go ahead and take this one. Lamar Jackson, angry, coming back off of a loss. I like that bet, man. I like that play. So I'm taking the Ravens.
Hey, man. So, yeah, we right there for good old TNF, man. So go ahead and mark that down. Next game on the slate, we have the Arizona Cardinals. The Kyler Murray QB'd Arizona Cardinals versus the MVP Stroud candidate, Houston Texans. In Houston, the Houston Texans are a 4-point favorite in this game. What say you?
Yeah, I mean, Murray is back. Kyler Murray is back, and C.J. Stroud is here.
Yeah.
So this is gonna be a
we
tough.
We ain't on the way no more. We here now.
This is gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be fun, interesting to watch. Kyler Murray, he still has the legs, he still has the mobility, he can move around. I think it's gonna be a little bit more of a high scoring game.
So fast last
but I'm gonna go ahead and ride this Houston Texans train, man. I'm gonna take the Houston Texans at home. I like what they do running the ball. I like last week against the Bengals. I do like how they throw the ball efficiently. These receivers are always seem to be open. And CJ, he moves around in the pocket. He creates separation. There was a great play that he did in the red zone against Cincinnati that didn't count for a touchdown because Robin Woods apparently stepped out of bounds, scrambling around, looking left, looking right, looking at his fourth read, catch Robin Woods in the back of the end zone. This dude he's legit. So I'm gonna take C.J. Stroud to ride this wave of energy and get the dub here.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. Houston at home, C.J. Stroud has been cooking. And the Arizona Cardinals are, of course, better with Kyler Murray and James Conner back in the lineup. However, that defense didn't stop a lot of people. The defense ain't do no upgrades. Joshua Dobbs was out there running for his life, doing everything he could before he got traded to the Vikings. And the defense was not really giving them too much to lean on that side. They still gave up a fuck ton of points. And for that reason, I do not see y'all doing better against a very hot C.J. Stroud.
They hot.
470, 356.
They hot.
If he comes down to earth, he still has 250 plus in this game. So, yeah, I'm going to take C.J. Stroud in this position. Also, they had the run game clicking against the Bengals, which, just as another pointer to that Bengals game, Keaton Mitchell might be a problem for the Bengals, his speed. But anyway, against the Cardinals, I think the Texans got enough going with the run game, definitely enough going with the pass game. Give me the Texans at home. 4 points. We'll see about that point spread, but I definitely like them to win the game. Next game on the slate, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions are a 10-point favorite at home in this game.
Another divisional game.
Yeah, it's another division game. They're saying Justin Fields.
Is he? Eberflus, let us know. Is he in? Is
Don't
he out?
ask
Is he cleared to play? Is he doubtful? What is it?
Do not ask Eberflus shit, okay? I'm going to assume off my own assumptions, not off of the coach, that Justin Fields will be back for this game.
I think so.
But even with Justin Fields being back this game, I don't think it's a good spot for him to come back. You coming back to a division game and you coming back to a very tough Detroit Lions team that proved that they can put up some points. And, don't forget that they can also play a little bit of defense, even though we didn't see that much last week against the Chargers. But I think that's more of a testament to the Chargers offense than it is to the Detroit defense. So with that being said, I think the Lions will hold the fort. I may even consider the points on this game. I'm not convinced on a 10-point spread in a division game quite yet, but I do like the Lions to win here.
Yeah, I like the Lions to win this one. One thing that I'm looking at is David Montgomery playing his former team. I'm expecting a heavy dose of David Montgomery in this game against Chicago.
He had a breakout.
So I'm expecting a big game from David Montgomery. Like you said, Detroit's defense didn't play particularly well against the Chargers last week, but I expect them to fix that in this game right here.
Right.
Not a good spot, also, like you said, for Justin Fields to come back against this defense that isn't particularly satisfied or happy with the performance that they gave the Chargers last week. So I expect the defense to play a little bit better. Yeah. I expect the run game to be really well, especially with David Montgomery. And then on top of that, you got Jared Goff at home. He plays lights out at home.
For sure.
And that's been confirmed for a couple years now. So easy win here for Detroit. I'm taking Detroit at home to win.
Not mad at it.
Ooh, that was a good take right there, boy.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Next game on the slate, we have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina is at home, and they are a 10.5-point underdog. I know how much you like a good home dog. What say you in this one?
This ain't one of them dogs I like. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm not a fan of this dog at all. Listen, man. Carolina still is. It's the same story with Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Bryce Young, he still doesn't have the weaponry that he needs in order to be an effective quarterback. In order for the Carolina Panthers to win this game, they really have to run the football, and they're not going to do that against this Dallas defense. I don't expect it, even though Chuba Hubbard is a good back. But nevertheless, I think this Dallas defense is just too much for Carolina. Dallas, once again, playing a trash team, inferior opponent, looking to dominate. I'm taking Dallas on the road in this one. There's going to be a lot of Cowboy fans there. They're going to, because those tickets are cheap in Carolina. You know that, right? So Dallas wins convincingly here. Nothing giving me the confidence that Carolina can pull out any victory in this game right here.
Man, let me issue
a yeah. Dak Prescott is playing very, very well, very, very, very well right now.
Yeah, and this ain't the team that he's probably going to play bad against. No. Let me go ahead and say it now. Congratulations, Dallas. You won the division. Congratulations.
You think so?
I think they're going to win the division.
Philly's still there, bro. 8-1.
Congrats. Well, they in there. You're right. Philly. Let me not do that to Philly.
Philly beat Dallas. Philly beat Dallas.
Let me not say win the division. I'll say congratulations. You're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You're going to be in there. You might not win the division, but
yeah, you
might not get that first round bye, but you in there.
Yeah.
And the Carolina Panthers aren't going to derail you. If Saquon Barkley couldn't get off with the run game, even though his offensive line is atrocious, the Carolina Panthers not about to get off in this run game with Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard's not bad. It's just a testament to the Dallas defense, and they're just not playing good enough to beat Dallas at the end of the day. So I like Dallas, maybe even like Dallas to cover the points. They covered it against the Giants.
Front running Cowboys, man. It's a good spot for them. That's what they do.
It's a great spot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Next game on the slate, we have your New York Football Giants versus the Washington Commanders.
Yep, that's what we got.
They have a back-to-back division game. They're on the road in this one, and they are 10-point underdogs against Washington.
Yeah.
What does that say about your team really quick? Like,
I mean, we have
10-point underdogs to Washington.
We don't have any offense, and that's obvious. Everybody sees that. We got a third-string quarterback starting. Right, Danny DeVito, Tommy DeVito. He still lives at home with his mom. They just signed him to the team, really, 2 weeks ago. So
DeVito coming up short again.
I mean, do I expect the Giants to win this game? The strength of our team right now is our defense, right? So if our defense isn't scoring points, then we're not going to be able to score anything offensively. So Washington is the easy play here. They're at home. They have Sam Howell. They have a high-power offense. They throw the ball a lot. They throw it down the field. They're going to put pressure on our this defensive secondary. So it's an easy play here. Washington. Nothing else to be said.
Yeah,
we are a bad football team.
Well, I'm glad you know that about your team. That offensive line is atrocious.
I'm not delusional.
Washington has proven that they can score some points. So even though the strength of the New York Football Giants is the defense right now, Washington has proven they can score against a good defense. They did it against Philly in a division game. They did not win those games, but they put up some points on their ass. Twice.
Took them to overtime the first time.
Yes, they did. So for that reason, I'm going to take Washington. 10 points is a lot.
It is a lot.
Because Washington's defense is not as good as the offense. But I do like them to win the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and the Giants, they having a hard time scoring. So next game on the slate, the Tennessee Titans on the road versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the Jaguars are a 6.5-point favorite at home in this game. Interesting spot for them coming off of that beat down they just got from the San Francisco 49ers. They got slapped up all types of ways.
Shellacked.
But I do like them to bounce back in this spot versus the Titans at home, just because I think that was more of a testament to the 49ers than it was to Jacksonville in that last game. And I know that the Tennessee Titans defense is not about to come out here and play like the 49ers defense did last week.
Right.
So I expect, a much better game getting off with ETN, Christian Kirk to continue kirking it up out there. I don't have high expectations for Ridley, but I still expect the Jacksonville Jaguars to win this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jacksonville's going to come out. They're a little pissed off that they got embarrassed last week against the 49ers. So they're going to play way better defense. Offensively, they weren't clicking at all, and that's a testament to the 49ers defense. Tennessee doesn't have pass rushers and edge rushers just like the 49ers do. So it's a completely different defense. Granted, this is a divisional game, so these teams do know each other very well. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Tennessee beat Jacksonville this year in the beginning of the season. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
Jacksonville was playing bad at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they were playing bad.
If they played them in the first 3 games, it's quite – anything before London, that was a different team.
Mm-hmm. they changed it around when they went to London.
They went to London against the Falcons. They came back stateside, and they were a different team.
But until, just to continue on this, Will Levis hasn't won a road game yet. So this is another road game for him.
This
is another road game for him. So I'm going to go ahead and take Jacksonville. I don't expect him to click and bounce back in another road game. These are back-to-back road games. So they went on the road, Pittsburgh, Tampa, and now Jacksonville. So I don't see Will Levis having a good game this week.
Yeah, he probably needs some home cooking to get back.
Yeah, they need to take him at home. So give me the Jags at home, bounce back week to win this game for sure.
I'm with you. Next game on the slate, we have a kind of interesting one. We have the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders.
versus the Miami Dolphins. The part that makes this interesting is the Raiders have been playing a lot better. They got Aiden O'Connell out there. They switched up the coaching. Coach is undefeated so far.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have the Miami Dolphins at home, and it looks like A-Chain might be coming back.
Yeah.
Which makes it even worse for the run game. Mostert has been holding it down for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended. But A-Chain coming back too, that's trouble. But what say you?
Yeah, this is easy play for me. I was talking about this one earlier this morning. Somebody sent me a text, said Raiders plus 12. I said, not happening. And here's why. Miami is coming off of a bye week.
Okay.
Miami, before that bye week, they just lost to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah. In Germany.
They have something to prove. Yeah. This is one of those front-running spots like the Dallas Cowboys. Miami is going to beat up on an inferior opponent. Miami's at home. The Raiders, what they want to do, they want to run the football, right? So they have that kind of offense. If they get behind, throwing the football is not what they want to do, right? Mm-hmm. And I see 2 scores really quick from Miami can happen just like that, right? Jalen Waddle is healthier.
Fast.
Like you mentioned, A-Chain coming off of IR, potentially playing. Jalen Waddle is feeling a little bit better, a little bit healthier this week. He says he's feeling better. I think he had a knee.
Bye week definitely helps.
I expect Miami to house the Raiders this week. I think, especially being at home, they're healthier. Coming off that loss, this is a good spot for Miami. Raiders get behind 2 scores, it's a wrap. Obviously, Raiders do have Max Crosby on that defense. But here's the thing. What can neutralize Max Crosby? Quick game passes. And that's what the Miami Dolphins do. They're quick. They get the ball out pretty quick. Tua gets the ball out quick.
Tua don't hold on to that ball too long, man. He makes pretty smart decisions with the football this season. And plus, they move fast. They do everything fast down there. So I'm going to go with Miami too. Now, I don't know if I'm 100% on them points with you. But if any team could cover it, they score a lot and they score fast. So if anything, I could definitely see them covering it, but for sure winning the game. At home, I don't see the Raiders beating them. I don't think the Raiders are that hot. I think the Raiders won some games against some pretty
subpar QB play.
Subpar to
teams.
lower tier teams.
The Giants and the Jets.
Yeah, so
bad offenses.
Yeah, I think Aiden O'Connell has been doing pretty good in that position. I like the fact that they're getting Devontae back involved a lot more, but I don't think it's enough. I think the Fangio scheme, I think Jalen Ramsey, I think they got enough going on defense and for damn sure a lot going on offense. So I'm going to give Miami the edge in that one for the dub. Next game on the slate. Bolt up, man. We have my Los Angeles Chargers on the road versus the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Packers are a 3-point underdog in this game.
At home, yeah.
I was really teasing you on that other one when I said I know how much you love a home dog, but the Packers being a 3-point home dog coming off of a win. What you think about the Chargers?
Coming off a loss.
Off a loss. I'm sorry.
Both teams coming off a
loss.
Yeah, and both teams coming off of close losses at that, right? Yeah. Green Bay had a game-winning opportunity drive against Pittsburgh, and the Chargers, they lost at the very last second with a game-ending field goal and against the Lions.
It was 6 game-winning field goals last week. 6.
But once again,
a lot of these games are tight.
Once again, the Chargers don't cover, right? So,
the spread was what?
It was 3.
Okay, yeah, they covered.
It went up to 3. It was a push.
Yeah, they covered.
It ain't no cover.
I thought it was 3.5.
No, it was 3. It started off at 2.5, then went up to 3.
Okay.
But that's needless to say. I think the Chargers bounce back in this game right here, even though Green Bay, I think offensively, if they utilize Aaron Jones as they should, running the football, checking it down to him, getting him out in space, doing screens, I think that can affect the Chargers a little bit because we all know the Chargers defense isn't good. It hasn't been improving at all. I mean, it seems like they just keep getting scored on.
Their solution on defense is more offense.
Yeah, they just want to be – and I think, offensively, the Chargers have the weaponry with Austin Eckler, running the ball with Austin Eckler and checking it down to Eckler, getting Eckler in the screen. It's going to be a nice battle to see Austin Eckler and Aaron Jones because I feel like these two teams should use their running backs the same way. Green Bay seems to get away from that a little bit, and I think that's where their downfall is. But, I don't like betting on neither one of these teams because they both screwed me in the past. But if I had to pick a side of who's going to win this game, I think the Chargers have a better chance of winning this game and coming off with the victory, man. I'm taking the Chargers, man.
All right, man. I appreciate the vote of faith. I'm a bolt up this week. I'm gonna ride with my bolts this week, and I take you why.
Better quarterback play too.
That's why. Yeah. If I gotta compare Justin Herbert to Jordan Love, I'm taking Herbert.
Yeah.
The Aaron Jones comparison and the usage of Aaron Jones in a similar fashion to Eckler, I like that. I agree with that. But both of those guys seem to be back, healthy.
Yeah.
They both had some nagging knee injuries and a hamstring. They had some injuries going on, but they seem to be back healthy and they seem to be operating, in their full capacity in the offense. Keenan Allen needs a little bit more help out of there. Hopefully Quentin Johnston steps up. Hopefully they can, incorporate Everett in there a little bit more. Help give Herbert some more targets out there.
Yeah.
But in terms of just pure quarterback play, decision-making, things that they do out there on the field, I'm going to take Herbert over Jordan Love, even on the road. So give me the Chargers in this game, man. I think they produce enough points to take it home.
I'm going to just say this. In a shootout between the Chargers and if this game was to go to if this team was to go to go with a shootout, I'm taking the big shooters with the big guns, and that's Herbert.
Shooters,
that's who I'm rolling with.
They might not play defense, but they some shooters.
Yeah, if it gets to that point, I'm choosing them.
All right. Next game on the slate, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers
divisional game
versus the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are a 3.5-point favorite at home. Now this one is one of those games that's extremely interesting.
Very. I love it.
It's a division game, but
it.
it's two teams that like to play defense.
I love it.
It's two teams that rely on the defense. And takeaways, we talked about how both of these teams rely on their defense. And the Browns in this spot being the favorite, 3.5 points. You know, I don't know if I'm completely comfortable with that point spread, but I do think that the Browns, again, they proved it again last week against a very good Baltimore Ravens team, that they know how to pull off a win against a tough opponent, especially late in the game. They kind of operate in a Tomlin-like fashion. We're going to stick around.
Yeah.
And we're going to be there. And we're going to use this defense late in the game to make a play and make a timely situational football play and come in and score. So for that reason, even though I do like the Steelers campaign and everything Tomlin got going on over there, I do. But I'm gonna ride with the Browns. The Browns been pretty good to me this season, and when I went against them, they proved me wrong a couple times. So I'm gonna get them the vote of faith on this one. I'm gonna take the Browns at home.
Okay. Last 5 games, Steelers own the Browns. 4-1 against the Browns.
That's cool.
Last 5 games.
I feel it.
Game this season, Pittsburgh 26-22 at home. This one, I'm gonna go ahead and take Pittsburgh on this on a road on this game, man. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Statistics definitely pointing that.
I'm gonna tell you
direction.
Why. One, obviously it seems like Mike Tomlin's been owning the Cleveland Browns coach. Been owning them.
Yeah.
On top of that, I like how they've been utilizing Jaylen Warren and Najee Harris.
Jaylen has quietly been very good this season.
1-2 punch. I like how they've been using them. Deontay Johnson is back, healthy, running, out there catching passes and whatnot. They kind of George Pickens. They put that under the wraps. He was talking shit about not getting targets and catches and whatever the case may be. But Tomlin swept that under the rug. Said that's a pebble in his shoe. Not trying to hear it. So he dialed it back. But I think, just ultimately, I think Cleveland, with that fight and that battle on the road against the Ravens, I think that they dial that back a little bit, even though that defense is very good. I'm not going to take that away from them. But I just feel like Pittsburgh has a way to play way better situational football to get them in positions to win. Now,
they do, but do you think Pittsburgh's offense is as good as the Ravens' offense?
I don't think it's as good, no. But I think situationally, they're a good football team. I just think situationally, I think their offense is starting to kick up more now.
Deontay Johnson can be dynamic.
Yeah, I think their offense is starting to kick up now. What I like about Pittsburgh's offense is they have a 1-2 combo with the running back. They have the fast running back, and then they have the physical running back.
Right.
And then with the receivers, they have the fast receiver, and then they have the big catch, big play receiver. And then their quarterback, he's dynamic. He can run the football, right? He can run and scramble and get first downs on third down and things of that nature. So I like what they've been doing offensively over the past couple weeks, but defensively is where I see them being a little bit more effective and dominating. Because outside of Amari Cooper, Deshaun Watson ain't really been doing nothing. To be completely honest, Deshaun Watson, P.J. Walker is the same player, it seemed like to me. You know what I mean? So I like Pittsburgh in this spot. It's a tough one to play, but I don't want to bet against Tomlin and him dominating the Browns. I think the Browns come off of that high just a little bit, and then Pittsburgh go ahead and capitalize in a close game. They might win by 1 point.
It's definitely going to be a dogfight. Somebody might get stabbed. So, yeah, I just wanted to know your opinion on that, just out of curiosity. But I'm not mad at that play. This game is tough. It definitely could go either way.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Next game on the slate, we have our 4 o'clock games. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the San Francisco 49ers. Now, the 49ers are 11.5, a whopping 11.5 point favorite at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The points, looking at it on paper, the points look a little disrespectful to the Buccaneers, but not really at the same time when you realize that The 49ers might be back. They might be back. They lost their way for about 3 games, but they might be back.
Yeah.
So what say you in this one?
This is an easy one for me. The 49ers are back. And the reason why they're back, because their players are back.
Yeah.
They had a lot of unhealthy players for the past couple of weeks, right?
They did.
So now they full force. They look like the same 5-0 49ers that we saw in the beginning, the first 5 games. So what I'm seeing here is on the Tampa Bay side, Tampa is going to compete with the bottom tier teams. They're going to do that. They're going to battle with those guys. But when you start playing them against good defenses, right? The Lions beat them 20-6. The Bills 24-18, but that was the Bills. The Eagles 25-11.
It's so sad that he says, but that was the Bills.
That was the Bills, right?
That's sad.
So I'm looking at Tampa Bay playing a top tier team. San Francisco has when they're fully healthy, we've seen this, they will dominate inferior opponents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only team that they really lost to that was like a question mark was the Vikings. Right? And that was because obviously
Cousins was cooking.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins was cooking, but it was like injuries was there too, right? So, you know, a combination of that
Some
and
injuries. Kirk Cousins
Brock
was
Purdy
cooking.
apparently had a concussion, threw two picks after he had his concussion and all this and that. But on the road in San Francisco, give me the 49ers to win easily. I think they rout Tampa Bay.
I'm with you. Tampa Bay has not been good against good teams.
Exactly.
They do pretty well against mid to low tier teams, which is why you can see them go out and win by 2 touchdowns against Tennessee.
Yep.
But then get their ass whooped in the second half versus Philadelphia Eagles.
Yep.
This is the same scenario. The Vikings appear to be back balanced. They appear to be healthy. The reason why they're back is they players back, like you said. I'm gonna go with the 49ers in this one. They may even cover that point spread. But I'm gonna definitely take them for the home win. You know, Purdy at home, he plays well at home. He's been doing that.
Yep. Chase Young effective as well.
Yeah, Chase Young. Ooh,
First game back, effective.
ooh,
Yeah.
that's scary.
First game in the 49ers uniform.
Yeah, so give me the 49ers, man. I think they got way too much firepower on both sides of the ball. It's just too much for the Buccaneers to be able to stop.
Oh, man, I can't wait to see Baker Mayfield running for his life. That's the funniest thing ever. It's the funniest thing ever, getting sacked.
Next game on the slate, somebody else might be running for their life. We have the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are home again, and they are 7-point favorites. Now, this team started off the season playing against the Bills.
Yeah.
And
they beat the Bills.
They beat them. When Aaron Rodgers came out there 4 snaps and his ankle snapped, they still managed to pull off a win against this team. And they put some pressure on Josh Allen. Honestly, I don't expect them to play much different than they did the first time they played them. Actually, I think the Jets are actually a little bit better than that game from the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And the Bills are a little bit worse. So this might be a hot take, but I kind of like the Jets in this spot.
Woo!
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of like the Jets. Josh Allen been out there pressing. He's out there he's pressing all type of buttons. That boy is pressing the ball,
all the wrong buttons.
all of them. He doesn't believe in throwing the ball out of bounds.
So
he's
taking
gonna
the
try
Jets.
and fit it in there.
So you taking the Jets?
I think I'm gonna take the Jets. I think that defense is still hot enough to do something with that Josh Allen that we saw these past month.
Listen, I understand. I understand where the lack of faith and confidence comes from with Josh Allen.
They should win this game.
He turns the football over too much.
They should win.
He's a turnover machine.
He is.
He leads the league in turnovers.
That's not the team to have a turnover problem against. That's where they dwell.
Yeah.
The turnovers is where this team dwelt.
The Jets do a good job.
The only reason the Jets are around floating around 500 as a team is because of turnovers. They dwell and live off of turnovers.
Yeah.
And that guy's a turnover machine.
But listen, that is all true. That's all true. I think the Bills got embarrassed on Monday night.
They did.
They got embarrassed on Monday night at home in their own stadium. I think they clean it up. They get rid of Ken Dorsey. They have a new offensive coordinator.
It wasn't the offensive coordinator's fault.
That could be debated. I think he was scapegoated, but that's neither here nor there.
Cook had 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, but that's the formula to success. They have to run the football. They have to take off all that pressure from Josh Allen because he is their own enemy. He's their worst enemy. He can be the great guy, but he can be the worst guy.
Did you notice he took the ball out of his hands basically at the end of the game?
Yeah, and they started scoring points and moving up and down the field.
They ran an entire drive with no passes, and they scored off of Josh Allen not throwing, but running into the end zone because he could not be trusted passing the ball because he threw 2 picks against the Broncos.
I hear all that. And the Jets got a little confidence because they did beat him in week 1. But I throw week 1 out the window.
I understand. It's week 1. Wild things happen.
But the Jets couldn't beat the goddamn Raiders.
The Raiders are okay. The Raiders are a lot hotter than you giving them.
They couldn't beat the Raiders. Shouldn't the Jets win that game against the Raiders?
The Raiders were damn near in that. First of all, the Jets were in there at the end of the game.
The Jets.
We not
here's
about
the
to
thing.
act like Zach didn't throw.
He did.
Throw.
He did
He
well.
was out there
He did
cooking
well.
a little bit.
But the Jets' problem is this: they can't score touchdowns. They can't score. That's the problem. They move the ball, get in the red zone, and they can't score touchdowns.
They do have a hard time.
They move the ball. They get a big play. It gets called back because of a penalty.
How good is
they
Bills,
keep shooting themselves in the foot?
How good is the Bills' run defense?
It's not that great.
They have Breece Hall. Breece Hall is quietly averaging over 5 yards a carry. Last time I checked.
But how many carries? They don't give him enough carries.
But my point is if you got a dynamic back, he's explosive. He's one of them backs that if you give him too much of a seam, he might break off a 40-yard run on your ass.
If they give him the opportunities, but they don't give him enough carries. Breece Hall needs 22 carries a game.
He should get that. But if it's a spot for them to do it, I think looking at what Javonte Williams just did with the Broncos, I think that Saleh is smart enough to say, you know what, let's give Breece the ball against this defense.
Here's the thing. Let's give him my pick. We get on a tangent. I'm taking Buffalo to win this game at home. I don't see them to lose back to back. I think those 4 turnovers that they gave Denver, that put them in a bad spot anyway, even though they're still in the game and had a chance to win it. I'm taking Buffalo to win at home. I'm not expecting them to lose back to back home games. I'm just not.
Let me check around.
I'm taking a better quarterback in this situation.
I get all
Debatably,
that.
he could be the better quarterback.
He's supposed to be the better quarterback. They're supposed to win this game, but I'm going to check around because this feels like deja vu with the Bills. I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, we have.
But
I'm taking the Bills.
I got you. Next game on the slate, we have the Seattle Seahawks versus the Los Angeles Rams.
Potential Stafford return.
Potential Stafford return in a pick'em. This is a 1-point game. Seattle is a 1-point favorite in this game on the road, which effectively makes the Los Angeles Rams a home dog.
Yeah.
What say you?
You know what I'm going. I'm going with
Money
Seattle.
team.
Yeah, I'm going with
your
Seattle.
money team.
I'm not a fan of Geno Smith, as much as some other people are. He started off the game very slow.
Geno.
He started the game very, very slow against Washington, but he ended up picking it up, and they figured out a way to win. They ran the football very well, Kenneth Walker. They checked it down to him, scored a touchdown. Defense played very well against Sam, what's his name? Sam Howell. I'm about to say Darnold. But another divisional game. This week is full of them. Another divisional game. Matt Stafford possibly coming back. I still think the Rams are not a good team. So I'm taking Seattle on the road to win this one. It's going to be close, but I think they play a lot better. I mean, hell, their kicker had 17 points. So I expect Seattle to be more effective in getting in the freaking end zone because that was a problem. They couldn't score touchdowns. They couldn't get in the end zone. So I think that changes this week, and I'm taking Seattle to win.
I'm not mad at that at all. I completely get it. And I think I'm going to agree with you on Seattle in this spot. Even with Stafford coming back, one of my issues with the Rams right now is that run game is still very problematic. And last time I
game? Non-existent.
Exactly. They're doing a running back by committee, and the committee ain't committeeing. Not enough for it to be substantial. And I think Kyron Williams is not expected to be back until week 12 against the Cardinals.
Rams are coming off a bye, though.
They are coming off a bye. They're getting Stafford back. I think that gives them a much better shot at winning this game than it would have had Stafford been out. Mm-hmm. He knows how to manage the football. He knows how to distribute to all those wide receivers he got out there. But I think they do need that run game, and I just don't know if they're getting enough out of it. Seattle's defense has not been playing phenomenal, but I do think, Leonard Williams being out there helps to shore up the run game, defense against the run game, rather. So I'm gonna go with Seattle on this one. Do like my guy Cooper Kupp out there. Do like what Puka was doing, especially first 7-8 games of the season, but I don't know. It's the run game, man. I think that run game makes a big difference in this one, so I'm gonna take Seattle, man.
Mm-hmm.
Next game on the slate.
They're gonna screw us up. What?
Next game on the slate, man. He said they're gonna screw us up. Watch. Waiting all day for Sunday night. We have the Minnesota Vikings versus the Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Broncos country is juiced up. Let me turn my hat around. Broncos country is juiced up.
Vikings are too now.
They are, but the Broncos are the favorite in this game. They're a 2-point favorite at home. What say you?
Man, this is a dog fight. This is going to be a dog fight.
They both hot. And it sounds weird to say, but the Vikings and the Broncos are hot.
They winning. They winning games. This one's gonna be a hard one for me to decide. I do because here's the thing. Josh Dobbs has been playing phenomenal.
Lights out.
Been playing phenomenal.
Quietly all season.
Yeah, been playing phenomenal. But this Denver Broncos defense, and they've been playing pretty well. They've been getting turnovers. Past 2 weeks, they got 9 turnovers.
Yeah.
They commit turnovers.
Against who, though?
Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen.
And Jordan Love.
I said last 2 weeks. So here's the thing. You threw that in there, so probably even more. But here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and take the Broncos at home. I think they ride this energy. I feel like Sean Payton and Russell Wilson are a little bit on the same page. They understand how to handle this offense. They run the ball very well. You got Javonte Williams back there running the football. I think the Vikings defense can get ran on. Now, one thing about Vikings defense, they bring a lot of pressure.
They ain't no slouch.
They bring a lot of pressure. They're going to take advantage. They're going to come at you. But I think, Sean Payton, he knows how to manipulate that with running the football, attacking the football. Courtland Sutton is out there.
And Russell Wilson has been playing better.
He's been playing better.
He's been a little bit more dynamic.
I just
think him in situations for him to thrive.
I just think Denver puts their team in a better position to win because of that defense getting those turnovers and creating those turnovers. So I'm going to ride the hot hand with Denver at home, and I'm going to take Denver. I've been fading the Vikings like a mug, but I'm taking Denver.
Faded them last week and got faded.
Yeah.
Hey, man, look, I'm going to tell you this. Y'all know I ain't picking no Broncos. I know they've been hot. I know. I seen what the defense did. I know. But I'm going to tell you about Josh Dobbs. This man's been cooking, all right? Every week, somebody's doubting him. They saying he can't do this, he can't do that. His team is atrocious. He's not doing. Every week he come out and cook.
Yeah.
And if you add in Justin Jefferson off of IR in that mix, I don't give a fuck if Sean Payton is cooking up the most beautiful scheme in the world. You can plan all you want until you get hit. Joshua Dobbs comes out there and hits people. He hits the defense by taking off running after you done locked up everybody in the secondary and you like, oh shit, the middle of the field is open and the quarterback just took off.
You're right.
Oh, you gonna contain him? Oh shit, Jordan Addison's open. Oh shit, there's Justin Jefferson. We forgot he's back. Oh, TJ Hawkinson, can't forget about him. That's a problem. And no, even though they've been playing really well on defense, and I'm gonna give the Broncos a lot of credit. I've been impressed by the way the defense stepped up, and Russ has been playing a lot better also on offense. He's making better decisions.
Yep.
I like those 2 shovel passes he gave me against the Bills. I ain't mad at that. However, I can't give them too much juice to be the favorite in this one. I'm going to go with the Vikings just off of firepower, off of what they've been producing. And the Vikings defense is U-Law. They are nobody's bitch.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Vikings in this spot
Momentum.
as the dog. They both got momentum, but I like what the Vikings got going on a little bit better.
Yeah.
Last game. It's a very tough one.
Yeah.
Thought the last few were tough. This one is tough.
Super Bowl rematch.
Super Bowl rematch on MNF. Waiting all week for Monday night.
Game of the week.
We got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Ooh. The Chiefs are a 3-point favorite at home in Arrowhead. And I got to be honest with you, I'm not 100% on that. It's hard to bet against Mahomes. It seems
it
like
really is.
Seems like every time you do, he end up showing up and
You can't bet against Mahomes.
Can't bet against him. It's so freaking hard. They both coming off bye weeks too. I'm meditating on it. I'm gonna let you know now. If you're a smart man, you probably fade it, but but we're not that smart. So pick a side.
Yeah, this is a tough one, man. Both coming off bye weeks. What I do like, you don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. You just don't. But here's the thing. Here's the difference. That offense hasn't, especially with Travis Kelce, that offense hasn't shown me anything. It really hasn't shown me anything. It really hasn't,
man. It's the offense that makes it so shaky.
Yeah, it really hasn't shown me anything. But I'm gonna tell you what side I'm on. I'm on the Philadelphia Eagles side here.
Ooh.
I'm gonna take the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles. You can't bet against Mahomes, but I'm gonna take the Eagles because defense travels. They had time to heal up. Jalen Hurts had some time to kind of heal up and get more healthier. Obviously, it's going to be a chess match between. I think the real chess match is going to be between the Chiefs' defense and Philadelphia's offense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And we all know what the Philadelphia receivers are about. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. You know what I mean. We already know what they bring to the table. So they
got some guys in the slot too that can sneak up on you.
They have a lot of options. I think the Super Bowl rematch is going to go because that Super Bowl was close. They lost. Questionable call, or whatever the case may be.
They did not beat their ass.
They ain't dominate them. So I'm going to go ahead and take Philadelphia in this game on the road. They had a week to prepare for them. Each team had a week to prepare for each other. Shout out to the NFL for making it like that.
They did that on
They
purpose.
know what they was doing.
Yes, they did.
But I just think Jalen Hurts is a little bit more healthier. I think offensively they take advantage of the blitzes from the Chiefs because the Chiefs going to bring that pressure on third down. And I think with that's going to create one-on-one, man-to-man matchups with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And hopefully, I'm not sure if Dallas Goedert is playing. If Dallas Goedert is playing, then I'm way more confident in Philadelphia. But
let's see.
Outside of that, I do know the Philadelphia Eagles, they had some injuries in the secondary. Smith, Slay, big play Slay got injured a little bit. And on the other side, got injured a little bit as well. So I like Philadelphia in this one to win. It's going to be a close game, but I think the Super Bowl rematch goes to the Eagles. The Chiefs offensively don't have a receiver play to do anything offensively. So I like the Eagles, man. I hate to say it, but I like the Eagles.
Well, as of last week, they said that Goddard was expected to miss about 4 weeks.
Oh, well, no Goddard. Damn.
No Goddard in there. They say he had a fractured right forearm, and they were putting him into surgery last Monday. So they're expecting a 4-week absence out of Goddard. However, I'm going to go with you. If I got to pick a side, I'm going to go with you on this one. I do like the Eagles because of the simple fact of the Chiefs. The Chiefs' receiving core is still suspect. The Eagles did have some injuries on defense. However, that receiving core is suspect. Even though the Eagles' passing defense has not been very good throughout the season. However, that wide receiving core has not been very good throughout the season either. And Antonio Brown, even though the Chiefs' defense has stepped up and they've played very good football on defense, I think Antonio Brown's is just one of them ones. And then if you don't stop him, you still got to deal with Devontae.
Mm-hmm.
And Jalen getting some more rest, getting a chance to heal up, and he didn't like losing to them in the Super Bowl.
Nah, he had it on his screen, on his phone. Screensaver.
He hated.
Yeah.
He wants some get back.
Yeah,
he wants his lick back bad.
He does.
So I'm gonna go with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles in this game to get his lick back on prime time M&F. And we know it's been some fights because in primetime games been going under a lot. You had a fantastic stat about that.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a second. But with that being said, that's all the games, man. You know, from top to bottom, that's the full slate. So you heard the best. You heard the rest, rather. But you got to hear the best. So.
You know what time it is?
Best bets.
Best bets, baby. Let's get
Gotta see it.
All right. My best bets for this week, week 11.
What you do last week with best bets?
I was 2-1 last week.
2-1.
Yeah,
2-1.
2-1 last week. Yeah.
I was 1-2. Cincinnati and the damn Ravens, they let me down.
Yeah, who screwed me up?
It was
Somebody screwed me up.
It was
New Orleans, I think.
No. You had New Orleans in your best bet?
Yeah.
You did take those fucking eights.
It was New Orleans. New Orleans screwed me up.
I told you.
But hopefully we don't get screwed up this week because this is what we're rolling with. All right. First best bet of the week. I am taking the San Francisco 49ers at home. 11. How many points? I got 11 and a half here. So I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I ain't mad at
San Francisco back in action, full steam ahead. They're going to dominate an inferior opponent. I'm taking the 49ers 11.5 to cover.
Okay.
Next one.
Okay then.
Miami at home off a bye against the Raiders.
Miami.
Minus 12.5. I'm taking the Dolphins at home to beat the brakes off of the Raiders. I think Miami's offense is too high powered. They can score really quick. They're a front runner. They front run. That's what they do. They beat up on inferior teams. That's what they're gonna do.
Out there in Miami.
And my last best bet of the week. I'm taking a lot of double-digit favorites here. This is ridiculous.
Go ahead.
I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys on the road against the Carolina Panthers. 10.5 point favorites. Dallas, front running. I am front running. I'm with the front runner picks this week. I will be sweating with these bets, but listen, I am taking the Miami Dolphins.
Bullets.
So my best bets this week: Miami minus 12.5, Dallas minus 10.5, and the Niners minus 11.5. Those are my best bets for this week. What say you?
Ooh. I'm not mad at him though. You took some big spreads.
I'm taking big swings this week.
But you took some good teams. So I'm not mad at that at all. Not one of them. One of them I'm actually taking too. I might regret this later. But I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys.
We might regret that one later, boy.
I would take the Dallas Cowboys to cover that 10.5, even though that's a big point spread. They are playing against a team that doesn't put up big points. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys to beat the Panthers by the spread. Next one, I'm also going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars to bounce back. I know that one could be a little bit tough, especially dealing with that spread. But, Will Levis on the road, he ain't really showed me much on the road yet. Jacksonville has played pretty good at home for the most part, with the exception of that black eye they caught against the 49ers. But that was the fucking 49ers, so give them a break. I think they bounce back. I think they get that win. Last and final one. I did have the 49ers in mind, but I'm no copycat. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions to cover the spread against the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
At home, Goff is very good at home. The Bears are not very good anywhere. So I'm going to take Goff at home to cover that 10. So my 3, Dallas Cowboys, Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Detroit Lions are my best bets this week.
Okay, we'll see how it goes. Good luck to you, brother.
Good luck to you, my guy. But before you try to run off, the dogs, man. Nobody puts the damn dogs up around here. The dogs are always barking. Mm-hmm. So the folks got to know, who is the dog of the week?
All right. My dog of the week, I hate betting against Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to say that every single time. I really wanted to pick Patrick Mahomes.
I'm going to make it interesting. But go ahead.
But I'm going to go ahead and take the Philadelphia Eagles on the road in Arrowhead. Super Bowl rematch. Underdog by 3 points. I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles to win that game.
That's a toughie.
As my underdog, my dog of the week.
I'm not mad at it. It's a tough one.
I know where you're going.
But where I'm going?
Vikings.
I'm going to surprise you. I got 2 dogs. I'm walking them on chains. One of them is the Vikings, though. I like Josh Dobbs, dog. Until he let me down, I'm going to boost him up. So I'm going to take Joshua Dobbs and the Minnesota Vikings against the Broncos country. That's my one dog. The other one, Jets, Jets. They got rid of the offensive coordinator, and I don't think it's their fault. I don't think it was the offensive coordinator's fault. I'm calling they bluff. Give me the Jets.
And here's this fun thing that if you guys watched last week's episode, both of our dogs cashed.
Yes, they did. The Raiders and the Vikings cashed last week. The dogs was barking.
Yeah, so if you paired those up, parlayed those together, you made some money.
Yeah. Oh, another thing for y'all to consider is those primetime unders.
Yeah, primetime unders.
Primetime unders was cashing a lot.
Yeah, they hitting at like a 75% clip.
Yeah, so you might want to look for those primetime unders in this game. There's a lot of defense being played on TV. People getting nervous. People getting shaky. They messing up. They ain't scoring a lot. So we're going to go with some primetime unders probably in there. I'm not a big over-under guy, but, I mean, I can't argue with facts.
Can't argue with facts, man.
So with that being said.
Hey, that's week 11.
Week 11. We're going to see what happens, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just make sure y'all keep on showing us love so we can show it back. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned with us. And as always, parlays, making money line plays.
Let's hope our bet pays. Till next time, we out.
Peace out.